There's a lot of like bullshit motivational stuff on these platforms that I think is like very generic and not actually helpful. Here is my one actual piece of advice that I think changed my life and I think will actually change anyone's life who does it. And it's the shooting your shot a million fucking times method, and it's actually not as terrifying as like all that like in-person like rejection therapy stuff that you see. When I was in college during COVID and no one was doing jack shit because it was COVID, decided that I was just going to start DMing people on LinkedIn. And this is when I had nothing on my resume. I had like no job experience, but I was like, you know what? I have nothing to do. I'm going to completely obliterate my LinkedIn DMs until eventually LinkedIn like has a limit on how many people you can reach out to. This led me to getting interviews at Microsoft, Amazon, Nike, and Google, where I eventually got a job at Google, just because I probably sent that over 1,000 messages to people on LinkedIn. And this worked so well that I then attributed it to other aspects of my life. I sent thousands of DMs on Instagram, and I have now worked with some of the biggest social media influencers on YouTube, TikTok, you name it. Okay. Then I took this to dating, and I've maxed out my Hinge and Bumble and Tinder messages as much as you possibly can. And I have had a very successful dating life for someone who never considered themselves as much of a showstopper at the bars, okay? And I think what's important here is that there is a chance that you'll get lucky in life, right? No matter how big or small it is. Everyone's different in their, what they have to offer and how lucky they are. But there's a chance that a miracle can happen for you. But if you just put yourself out there 1,000 times here, 1,000 times there, and you just shoot your shot nonstop, you will find that things will start working out for you in ways you never could have imagined. Because if you had looked at me 4 years ago and told me that my friendships were going to be as big as they are, my dating was going to be as successful as it was, my jobs were going to be as cool as they were, my life in general was going to be as interesting and connected as it is, hysterical dream scenario. And it is from just probably sending... I might have sent 30,000 messages in the past 4 years. And of those 30,000, maybe 0.1% got responded to. And of those ones that got responded to, maybe 1% of those turned into something. But when you send 40,000 messages, you end up getting some really cool shit.